Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It is Thursday the 17th of September. We have new mods and we have some updates. The updates are as follows. From the top, the Annaberger HTS 2979 Multiland Plus pack by VBM Modding has had an update to the Man TGX Forest semi-trailer pack by MR-Forsttechnik has had an update. That was the part of the update on that is when I did the review on that, the lights on the top light bar and on the ball bars weren't working on the PlayStation controller. That's been fixed. The simple fueling station and the storage shed 5 by 15 meters, both by GeForce Modding, have had updates as well today. Okay, right in front of us we've got the Mainardi LTS 270 by RL Modding. This is a leveler, although it does say on console it's an ORL 270. Licensing and all that palaver. Nicely detailed. I like the addition of the two lights on the front of this. This can be used as to compact and also leveling, so it will move products, but you can also use it in a kind of compaction mode. There are some options, we'll have a look in a second. There are some colour choices on this too. I mean, in essence, it's a leveller. That's what it does. We'll find this under Tools, under Levelers. The ORL 270. It's 8,000 to buy, 2.7 metre width. It's 2 slots for the first one, then that goes down to 1. Options available. We can have it in the red, green, or New Holland blue, so John Deere green or standard. Those are the options. That's it, those are the options on it. What we'll do, we'll hook it up, open up the help window. So it says unfold leveler, which does that, and it does say in the Modhub, to facilitate compaction, with the implement folded, it does not collect silage. If you look bottom right hand corner, there's a percentage, like a fill level. So with it folded, it will compact, but it won't collect. If you... There we go. So that's unfolded. Folded. Either way round. In whichever configuration, whichever way around it is, one it will collect, one it won't, but then you just use it as a lever. You can raise and lower this manually as well, so you can either do L1 and circle to raise and lower it automatically, or L1 and right stick up and down, and side to side will give you various different motions like so. We'll go for our light options, it has lights on the front as well. I think that's a very handy bit of kit, that. Very nice indeed. There we go. So that's the Mainardi ORL LTS 270 by RL Modding. Drop that down. The next mod, squeaky, sorry, the next mod is also a leveller. This is the GE17240. This is by FBR Modding. This will use 5 slots. And as you can see with this one, we've got the same options for manual adjustment, in, out, up or down. We can also do L1 and circle, which will automatically raise and lower it. There's no lights on this one, and if you look bottom right hand corner, there's nothing there that shows a fill level, so this will just push or level. It won't actually collect anything to move. The other one almost acts like a bucket, really, in a way. Again, nicely detailed, solid looking construction. Turn the lights off. Close the help window. This you'll find also under levelers. There you go, 3,500 to buy. Like I say, 5 slots for the first one. No options available. You get it in the green like that. And that's it. Those are the options available. Moving on from here, we've got this. This is the Kerpan RD 600E by MR-Forsttechnik. Again, obviously, they take off the Kerpan bit, but it's the RD 1600E. This is a front-loaded tool. It's a log grab, nicely ergonomically designed. I find often the log grabs aren't that helpful. Seems to work quite well. I've got a log there to demonstrate, but yeah. nice mod. It does say in the Modhub, if used correctly, you can pick up multiple logs. It depends on the size, I suppose, as well. I like the fact it's a nice width. Some of the log grabs either have a twin prong at the top, one at the bottom, or two at the bottom, one at the top. Logs have a tendency to twist in them. That's a nice wide grab, so it looks like it will be rather handy. This you'll find under forestry equipment. No, you won't. It might be. Where did I find this? Yeah, it was. Not under front-loaded tools. It's probably under front-loaded tools as well. Says it requires 80 horsepower, which is unusual for a grab, but we can change the main colour to anything on that pallet, like so, which changes the front part of the actual grab itself. Open and close R1 and right stick side to side opens and closes the grab. Front loader works as it normally would. Obviously it's got a scoop kind of action. If you're up against something, that will kind of help. It's not always the best way of doing it because it doesn't always grab particularly well onto the log, but if you come above like so, then do it, that tends to work a little bit better. But yeah, nice grab that. There we go. Grab it a bit tighter. Like I say, being a nice width, nice stable grab on it. Works rather well, that. There we go. Kerpan RD 1600E log grab grapple front loader tool by MR-Forsttechnik. Moving on from there, we have got this. This is the CBTEC 8000 Silus. This is by FBR Modding and Crissiano. This will use 10 slots. It's a fairly small trailer. I can't remember what it was for capacity. I've got so many mods out today. I just said, 8000. This is CBTEC 8000. Of course it is. Not too expensive. I think it only comes in the red. Nicely detailed. You'll find this under tools and under trailers. There you go, 24,200 to buy. It will, I said 10 slots already, didn't I? It's 10 slots. It will take all those crop types, and like I said, there are no options available. It just comes in the red, like so. I suppose what I should do is actually show it tipping, shouldn't I? Bear with me a second. There are no lights on the back of this one. That's just the lights on the tractor. But when it tips, L1, R1 and triangle, up it goes. Yeah, nice little trailer that. There you go, by FBR Modding Crissiano. Moving on from that, we have got this. This is the multi-liquid tank by Rowley Christie 1, which sounds great off the bat, and it is. Then it says all the things up the side there. There are a couple of drawbacks on this one, unfortunately. It does say required mods SX210 ITR by Vanquish 081. This will work on any IT runner, back, trailer, lorry, that kind of thing. It may have been specifically made for that particular mod, but it does seem to work on the one I just grabbed. It does say it will transport water, diesel, liquid fertiliser, herbicide, digestate and liquid manure. But you'll see what I mean about the drawbacks in just a second. Nicely detailed, nice looking mod. All the gauges on the back. Very nice indeed. It has a really nice capacity on this as well, 48,000 litres, which is rather impressive, and not overly expensive either because it's an IT runner back. This I found, I think it was under miscellaneous. There we go. So 7,500. So for a 48,000 litre capacity tanker, that's great. Obviously you need an IT runner something to get it to work in the first place. So here's where the problem lies. You can't put one thing in, empty it, put something else in. You have to change it. I mean, that's not overly difficult. If you've got a toolbox or you've got a workshop, you can go in and just change the configuration. But you can have fuel trailer, water trailer, liquid fertiliser, herbicide, liquid manure, digestate, back to fuel again. But did you notice as I scroll through all of those, the colour doesn't change at all? So the problem you have got is if you had multiple ones of these, if you bought 3 or 4 and you had them specifically for individual things, you wouldn't necessarily know which one was which when you came to get it, which is a, you know, possible issue. It might not be. I'm just, you know, kind of trying to play devil's advocate. But like I say, it's a nice looking bit of kit. I think I went for liquid fertiliser, I'm pretty sure I did. Sometimes IT runner backs can be a little bit finicky going on and off of objects. It doesn't say if it's the manure mod, whether it's compatible with that for manure system, sorry. But it looks quite good on the back of that. I like that. And then unload. Like I say, sometimes the rollers catch in the ground with IT runner backs, sometimes they flip about a bit. It depends. There are so many IT runner backs you can use. Trying to kind of test them all is a little bit trickier. And then detach like so. So we go. That's by Rowley Christie 1, the multi-liquid tank. Moving on from there, we've got this. This is the Lizard BDP 6.3. This is by FSSA modding. I'm just thinking, did I say what the slot count was in the multi-liquid tank? It was 7 slots. Did I? I might have done. This BDP 6.3 by FSSA modding team will use 8 slots. It's a cultivator. I love the fact it's kind of sat on little construction blocks, breeze blocks. Nicely designed, lots of detail. Few options available on this too. Very nice. This you will find under tools, under disc harrows. There you go, the BDP 6.3. Only 5,000 to buy for a 6.3 metre. That's pretty good. Requires 160 horsepower. Runs at 9 miles per hour. Options available. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, like so. Rim colour, obviously we'll change the rim colour for the wheels. Then design colour changes the disc colour. There's not a lot of differences between these. We've got a black, kind of a light charcoal. We've got a dark, kind of very jet black there, and then another kind of slightly lighter, more matte black for the discs. Then you can have it with disc or chamomile on the front disc sections, and the back one stays round discs, so like that. And then you can have attacher type, trailer or 3-point link, like so. And then wheel setup, we've got standard, or you've got these big chunky wide ones, which I think what I went for. So let's hook it up. Blocks go away, up on the wheels, unfold it. Well, that's interesting. That dropped down as soon as I unfolded. Oh, well, I'm not sure what's happening, whether it's supposed to do that, you know. Let's try that again. Unfold. Yeah, it just kind of pops the wheels away straight away. So unfolding it puts it in its ready position. It's weird. It already puts it down. You have to then raise it up. So when you unfold it, it puts it in the down position. Okay, something a bit different. So drop it down. Nice animation, lots of mud and dust and stuff coming up from it. 6.3. Doesn't look like 6.3 metres, but I guess it must be. That's what it says. Raise it up. There we go. Fold it up. Like so. Nice animations and all the working parts and that as well. Very cool. There we go. That's the BDP 6.3 by FSSA modding team. Moving on from there, we have a very eagerly anticipated mod. I know a lot of people have been talking about this on console for a while. This is the John Deere DB60. It does look very nice, I'll be honest. This is an 18 metre planter by JHHG modding. Quite a few options available on this. You can get it with standard tanks, extra tank, liquid fertilizer tank as well, or Main tank's liquid fertiliser without the additional tank. There's all, you know, we can have it with wheels, we can have it with tracks, we can have it with or without the ridge markers. Yeah, it's a really nice looking mod. Loads of detail on it as well. I think there's extra lighting. What else? Yeah, we'll have a look at all the options in a second, but yeah, a lot of detail on that. Nice to have another big planter added into the game. Very comparable with the other ones that are in there with regard to price and those kind of things, which is also very nice. This will use 34 slots, and you'll find it under tools and under planters. So I suppose its direct comparison is going to be to the Great Plains YP2425 realistically, because that's 18.2 metres, requires 280 horsepower, 5,800 litre tank, 17 slots. That does multiple crop types. I suppose the only downside to this, if it's a downside, it's a planter. It does the planting crops. Only requires 235 horsepower though. Fairly large tank capacity when you've got everything added on. Runs at 9 miles per hour. It will do liquid fertiliser and it will do seed, which, you know, again, but you don't have to. It can do one or the other. It doesn't have to do both. Price wise, 155,900, puts it a little bit more expensive than the Great Plains at 142, I think it is, which again, marginal, tiny little amounts to different really. So we can have it standard like so, and this is the tank configuration. If we go for the Refuge Plus tank, it adds an extra bit to the seed tank. So we go from 3,524 litres to 4,404 by adding the extra tank on. Then we can go for that tank plus a liquid storage tank, which takes the capacity up to 6,349. So it's the 4,404, take it off of 6,349. That gives you your liquid fertiliser capacity. Then we can go for the main tanks you start with and the liquid fertiliser tank without the additional seed tank, or back to standard again. So you've got a few different options with what you want to do. If you go without the liquid fertiliser tank, then obviously you've just got 4,404 litres of seed capacity but no liquid fertilising, but you might not want to, it's up to you. Light configuration, we've got no, and we've got work lights, so it adds a set of work lights on that kind of point out in all different directions all over the place. Very nice. Wheel covers configuration, now that's down I think at the front. I was trying to find out, if we look above, where the wheels are tucked in underneath, if I do yes on that, it does wing wheel covers. You can just see these little covers go on in there. Then we've got GPS. Now obviously on console, as I've said before, GPS is a purely aesthetic. We don't have a functioning GPS system on console. But you can have no GPS. This is at the back section. We can have it with the Starfire 3000, which adds 2,750, or you can have a Starfire 6000, which adds 5,720 on. Again, it's purely aesthetic on console, but it may be something you want to go for a slightly more realistic look and that kind of thing. Wheel setup, we can have standard, we can have wide tyres, we can have the crawler tracks, which look really nice, but do add an extra 10,970 on, but they do look pretty mint, I'll be honest. And then we can have it with ridge markers, which adds 7,420. That's as standard. But if you don't ever use ridge markers and you don't want them, not a problem. Take them off, which brings the price down a little bit. So you can have it like that without the ridge markers. I like that as an option because people don't always use them. A lot of people don't ever use them. So if they're on there, take them off. So with all those changes, even including the tracks, 188,580. I suppose it's fairly pricey compared to the Great Plains, but some people just love their Deere stuff. So open cover does that, takes the tops off those. So fill up your seed tanks, do it like that. Now when I went under the bonnet inside, I opened those up, did the seed, drove out, came back on again, and just put the tank over the fertiliser tank, and it took the fertiliser in no problem at all. So as you can see, 4,404 litres of seed and 1,945 litres of liquid fertiliser. Open it up. It's fairly slow. Don't anticipate if you might think first of all nothing's happening, but it's lowering itself down. Once it's slowed itself down, it will then start to spread open like so. Love the tracks creeping forward on that. Very nice animations, very cool. come forward, turn it, first I need to unfold the tool. I thought I had. Oh, there we go. Just obviously hadn't locked into place. Drop it down. And away we go. Nice mod that. Very nice. I think if you wanted to go kind of Zach Johnson, have that when he had the trial John Deere 8RX. Wow, that'd be a nice looking combination, I reckon. But there you go. So that's the John Deere DB60 by JHHG modding. Really nice, tidy mod, nice animations, few options available on that. Pretty cool bit of kit. Like it. So now that's finished doing its thing. Okay, it's got to come back up again. Takes a little while. You there yet? Now we're there. Right, which brings me on to the next. We've got another seeder today. This is the Lemken Solitair 12800 by Camelos 0397. This is a nice addition as well because we get quite a few sort of smaller seeders, or we have had in the past. We don't get as many large ones. It's the intermediate ones I like, and I mentioned this the other day, 6 metre ones around that. Well, this is an 8, which again, I like that as a kind of interim size. It's not too big, but not too small. This is based off the original unit, the standard in-game version, the Lemken Solitair 12, which is a 12 metre. This is the 12800, which is the Lemken Solitair 12 seed tank and stuff, but it's an 8 metre seed bar when it's open on the back. Nicely detailed by Camelos 0397. Same tank capacity as well, so that's a 5800 I think it is. Again, we'll have a look at it in just a second, but very nice. Under seeders, not planters. So like I say, the standard one, the Solitair 12, is 107,000 to buy, requires 150 horsepower to pull, 5,800 litre tank, 12 metre width. This one only needs 120 horsepower to pull, 77,000, so quite a bit cheaper. Still got the 5,800 litre tank, runs at 9 miles per hour. This one is only 5 slots as well. That's pretty cool. Like that. Options available. Tyres, we can have Trelleborg, we can have Michelin, we can have knock-in. Under Trelleborg we can have standard or narrows, and it puts those small ones on, like so. Michelins are just as standard as they are, no other options. And then under knock-in it starts with narrows, but then we can have a slightly wider option like so if you want to go for the knock-ins. Now this one as well, when you want to fill it up, it does say open cover, but the cover won't open with it closed, so you have to open it up first. Again, nice smooth animation. I mean, I'll be honest, I say that every single time, whenever anything's moving about, it's very unusual to come across a mod that has a very clunky animation. We have had the odd ones here or there that have just been a very kind of bang, 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 you know, not smooth or anything like that, so, you know, it's still worth pointing out. Open cover, L1 and side on the D-pad, opens the cover up for filling. Like I say, 5,800 litres, that's pretty good, that's going to keep you going for quite a while. Turn it on, drop it down. I think for the price, the width, the capacity, nice mod that. I've got a funny feeling I may be using it or something very similar on my 6 Ashes Let's Play, because I like that. Very cool indeed. There you go. That's the Lemken Solitair 12800 by Camelos 0397. Now, something else people have been waiting for a while and we weren't sure if we were going to get or not, but we have got, I'm not saying, it says lizard, they're not, they're Urals. We've got some Urals, very cool. I suppose because I've been playing SnowRunner, I have an affinity. I really like these. They look brilliant. So much detail on them. Price is great, slot count's great, they're really good looking mods, really handy. We've got the Lizard / Ural 557 4320 60 farmer. I know, a bit of a mouthful, which is this one here. That's only 20 slots, which I think is brilliant. And then next to it we've got the Ural Lizard 44202. That's 17 slots. That's a fifth wheel, so that's a kind of semi cab for pulling semi trailers. They both have trailer hitches as well, so we can tow things behind them as well. This one does have the ability to change the size of the back, which also changes the axles around, because it starts off with a slightly smaller one and then you can go for a slightly large one. There's a few colour options available. I'm blown away by that. I think they look absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I mean, that's my own personal opinion. You may look at them and think they're the ugliest thing you've ever come across. But like I say, I think combination of slot count, capacity, looks, price, they're very, very nice mods indeed. These you will find under vehicles, under trucks. So the fifth wheel semi one, 39,000. It's only 240 horsepower. It's not huge, but I think it's going to have a bit of grunt to it. We'll go at 49 miles per hour. Options available. We can change the main colour to a light blue, a khaki, dark blue, dark grey, which I think is a nice look, lighter grey, brown, and then orange. Then we've got bumper type 1, which is that one, type 2, which puts lights in the bumper, and then wheel setup. We've got these, actually we'll go over a little bit so we can see them a bit better. We've got the 1260s, we've got 1261, which changes the tread pattern slightly. We've then got the IDP284s, which gives you a slightly smaller but a bit more rounded tyre, a little bit wider as well. And then we've got the OI, it's not Q, is it? OI 25s, which again, a little bit taller, a little bit narrower, but rounded as well. So 4 different tyre choices on those. Very nice. Then we go to the 5557 4320 60 farmer, only 53 grand. Again, 49 miles per hour. We can change the main colour, same selections as we go through on there. I think I went for the orange, didn't I? Pretty sure I did. Then design colour changes obviously the back section, so you can mix and match or go for identical colours if you want to, like so. Then we've got configuration. Now this is what changes the back. So at the moment we have got a 14,600 litre capacity. If we do that one, we get an 18,800 litre capacity. If we do the next one, we get a 17,600, but it shoves the axles back, extends the wheelbase. Wheelbase? Yeah, the length of it. Like so. And then we can go up to a 22,700 if you go on the slightly longer one, larger. I think that's as big as it goes. But that only adds 2,500 onto the price to go for the largest size. Same thing with the bumper. We've got type 1 and type 2. Type 2 has the lights in. And then we have the same tyre choices. 1260, 1260-1, IDP 284s, and the OI 25s. Very nice. So, when you get in, oh, didn't mean to get that one. Door opens and closes. And the detailing all around the back, with the pipes, everything. It looks really, really nice. Spare tyre. Like I say, when you think of some mods you get, slot counts are off the charts. When you look at the detail involved in all of that, and that's only 17 slots. Blows my mind. Anyway, Unfold Truck does this. How brilliant is that? Oh man. We've even got the steering. Is that rack and pinion? Is that old rack and pinion steering? Is that power assist? That's amazing. Right, fold truck, so I could watch that for ages. Fold truck. Lights. I haven't got the bumper with the lights in, that's the other one. then off again. If we put on our hazard lights, we get the cab light across the top come on. I say hazard beacons, sorry. So they come on the top there. We do your beacons on and off, so that gives you those. They don't flash, but they are on there. In cab, again, the detail in here. I think this is my new favourite lorry, you know. Like I say, we're just going to drive around for a bit. We'll have a look in the other one because the headlight's slightly different. When we get out, door opens and closes. So, same thing with this. Beacon on the top does that. Lights do the ones in the bumper first and then those. It doesn't seem top heavy or unwieldy with 22,700 litres in the back of it. Tipping, L1, R1 and triangle. Close that off. What we'll do though is tip side right, tip side left. There is no tip side back. I mean, it's a minor thing. I suppose it depends on where you are unloading. Some unload points are narrow enough to drive through, but not too great for tipping side to side. So that may be a slight drawback. But there you go. The Lizard / Urals. Oh, these are by Axary. So I didn't even say they were by. They're by Axary. Hats off to Axary. There's a couple more for PC that came out a little bit more recently to these. I hope they get ported over as well, converted over. Ported sounds very old-fashioned, doesn't it? But yeah, very, very nice indeed. Right, moving on, we've got 3 buildings and some gates. Let's have a look at the gates first. So we have got here the metal gate pack by Ostry. They're identical gates, 3 different colours. The sound to me just seems a little bit off, but they are identical. So we just get the grey, black or green that can be placed anywhere you want really. So you'll find these under placeables, under, I think they were miscellaneous. Yes, green gate 500, black gate 500, grey gate 500. They were 1 slot each anyway, so it doesn't matter how many you buy, there's still 1 slot each. There we go, the metal gate pack by Ostry. Through the gate we have got the tin garage. This is by Krasek Mario MT. It is a tin garage, as you can see. This will use 3 slots. I'll leave you to decide. Yeah, a little bit of detail on the back of this. For 3 slots, small garage for putting in whatever you want to put in it. This you'll find under placeables, under sheds. There you go, 2,000 to buy, so not very expensive either. Yeah, not too bad at all. Moving on from there, we have got this. This is the agricultural shed. This is by LandrayFarm. This will use 3 slots as well. Open shelter at the front. I don't think I lowered that, or did I? Seem to have a bit of a gap underneath it. That may have been me. I may not have lowered it down properly for placing. But nice detail, nice texturing, fairly small shelter. These 2 side bits are quite narrow compared to the one in the middle. So I don't know if you'd get 3 vehicles between those. You definitely would in the middle, but I'm not too sure about the 2 side ones. Anyway, this you will also find under placeables, under sheds. 45,000. Wow, that's quite pricey, isn't it? Didn't even look at that when I placed it. 45 grand, 3 slots, and you get what you get. The next one then, actually we'll look at it in here first because it's right next to us, is the large shed. This is by Ryan Agro Mods. The large shed will use 8 slots, 30 grand, and this is a fair old size. It is under placeables, under sheds. Look at that. huge. Nice drive through, in, out, from the ends, the sides, wherever you want to go. Some barrels at the end for a little bit of decoration. Nicely detailed. We do have some lights under here as well, and there's a light switch right at the very end here. Click those on, which don't seem too bright at the moment, but at night that will light that up just perfectly. Yeah, not a bad mod that. Like I say, for 30 grand, it's not a bad size. Pretty good. I think... What have I done all? I think that's the mods for today. Got some really nice mods today. Some crackers. Like I say, a couple of packs I know people have been waiting for. Yeah, hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.